Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, the key item that you mentioned is actually the word boundaries. The majority of differing that we have among scholarship is debating where exactly are the boundaries of the Sharia. And then once we've established where the line of those boundaries are, how near or far away can we be to those boundaries in order to be in a space that is pleasing or most pleasing as possible to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, the blessed be exalted. So in this regard, scholarship is going to utilize academic strategy, academic methodology to determine where these boundaries are, but then also they're going to weigh that against where exactly the people are at current and where are we trying to lead the people to. So in this regard, there may be areas of our faith that we have knowledge of, but it is not what the people are in need of at this time in order to get them to where we are trying to go. And of course, the scholars operating in the same fashion that a doctor operates. When there's an individual who the doctor is treating, the doctor doesn't tell the patient all the knowledge that the doctor possesses in general or about a particular issue. The doctor is concerned about treating this individual and hopefully healing this individual by giving this person the treatment that they are in need of, while diagnosing them properly, then giving them the treatment that they are in need of, and then in that treatment, okay, what exactly is the medicine? Okay, what is the dosage of this medicine? Okay, what is the length of time that this person is in need of this particular dosage of medicine? And these are things that can differ from person to person in the same way that the viewpoint of a scholar can differ from person to person, situation to situation, or country to country. So this is how we have to look at how our scholars are differing in everything that they are taking into consideration when they present their views.
And it's deep, like names like Al-Qaradawi. When you hear that name has been villainized for so long. You couldn't even mention his name and use him as a reference for a basis for any type of debate. And it's deep that we're not respecting scholarship for being scholars. And now so it seems to me since the politics has been so strong and people have been speaking ill of these names, that it's almost like for American scholarship, the reputation of the American scholarship or the reputation of the American du'at has to be in the forefront so that he can go and research and go through these different perspectives and these different positions, leave out a lot of those names and sign it himself and saying that this is the correct position, this is the correct perspective, or this is what's going to work best for our people. Being able to present things like that without prejudice. It seems like the names have to be left out and presenting their evidences and their arguments on an American platform.
And now, when we speak about this term, rajih, al-qawl rajih, when people say the stronger view or the preponderant view, understand, premise upon what we have just stated, this is relative. So when we say the preponderant view, this is not an absolute statement. This means that this is what appears to be the most convincing view in the opinion, in the ability, in accordance with the academics and methodology of this individual scholar. That's what we're saying when we're saying that this is the rajih, that this is the preponderant view. So every view that every scholar takes, they're going to view it as the qawl rajih, as the preponderant view. So understand that that is relative. If there is anything to weigh in that fashion, we're saying that a view is stronger than another in a non-subjective way, then the best that we can say is that this is the Jumhur view on an issue, or that this is the popular view on the issue, or the most common view of scholarship on a given issue. But even here, then this doesn't negate the fact that just because the majority has taken the view of something, that doesn't necessarily mean that the majority are correct. It just means that it is more likely that the majority are correct. It is only at the point that this, what we're calling Jumhur view, right, or this common view among scholarship reaches the level of ijma', reaches the level of consensus, that we would then have to take it as final, conclusive evidence. But if we're saying the Jumhur view, we're saying that, you know, the majority of scholarship has taken this view, and it is unlikely that the minority of scholarship is correct, with the possibility of them still being quite correct. And this is how scholarship views itself, and this is also how we should view scholarship, that whenever there is an issue where there's a difference of opinion on a given issue, and scholars are issuing their edicts on these given issues, and when they say that the view is this, the opinion is this, the rajih is this, the preponderant view is that, well then what they're actually saying is that I believe that I am right with the possibility of my being wrong. So we have to understand it in this fashion, and we have to understand that the views that are opposing the view of this scholar, that what it becomes at that point is that these other views have the possibility of being correct, and the view has the opposing view, or the view back on the other side of the spectrum, right, passing the ball back over the court, that this one has the view of being incorrect as well.